Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching my videos and always coming back to watch my videos. If you're new here, my name is Ankesh from Africa and specifically from Kenya. I'm a survivor of narcissistic emotional abuse, having been in an abusive relationship with a narcissist for a couple of years. But I'm happy now. I'll be sharing with you the best secrets of psychology of recovery after narcissistic abuse, specifically how to stay congruent with your decision to take the first step towards healing your life. And now guys, today I'm going to take you through how narcissists test their potential victims at the start of a relationship. And before we get there, let me ask you a few questions. Have you ever met someone and felt an immediate connection to them, but later you discovered they were highly manipulative? How many times have you shared your deep thoughts and fears with someone, only to learn they had corrected this information to control you? And guys, in most cases, this is exactly how things play out with narcissistic individuals. As a trusting, caring, and compassionate individual, you'd like to think that other people are just the same as you are. But that's not always the case. Sometimes a person across to you is analyzing you to see if you would make a good source of supply for their selfish agendas. And guys, if all this resonates with you, I have a surprise for you in today's content. I'm going to take you through the most common ways narcissists analyze you as a source of potential supply, and I want you to know I have made this my life mission to help you discover the life that is available on the other side of pain and crushing disappointments. And now, guys, to start with, the first way a narcissist analyzes you to see whether you can make a good supply for them, they suggest right away that you should change the way you look or something about your personality. Maybe you just met someone and you are in a new relationship. You think things are going along pretty well, but what you want to be on the lookout for this is when they want you to change something about your personality, the way you look, or maybe the way you dress. If you have just met someone and they're asking you to change your hairstyle, maybe change your hair color, or change your wardrobe, or maybe they are telling you need to change something about your personality. Maybe you're too nice, or maybe you're too gardened. These are red flags, guys. This is one of the first signs that you are dealing with an narcissistic individual, because let's face it, like when you first dating someone, this is not the high time for them to lay out all the things that they think you should change about yourself. And guys, don't fall into a false sense of security, believing maybe this relationship has long-term potential, and go out and buy silky dresses, high heel sandals, or if you're a guy and maybe you just met this girl and you got yourself into a relationship with her, and before you even tend to know each other, she starts suggesting that maybe you should start wearing muscle shirts, and that's not just what you do, it's normally not your thing. Then this is a sign, or maybe you're even considering to do it. It's a sign that you're dealing with an narcissistic individual, or at least a manipulator. And guys, the second way a narcissist will test to know whether you can make a good supply for their selfish agendas is that at the start of a relationship, they normally say they are going to call you at a certain day and a certain time, and they never do. Then a couple of days later, they do finally call you, acting as if everything is completely normal. Meanwhile, you've been holding your phone. At some point, you're even checking whether your phone is off, or maybe your phone is on a flight mode. And finally, here they are calling you. And they are calling you, acting as if everything is normal, as if they have been living the best time of their life, joyfully enjoying, and you're feeling really high strung and anxious about the situation. This is their opportunity to see exactly how they are not calling you has affected you. It's not a coincidence, guys. They might say maybe they were out of town or forgot to call you. Maybe they were busy doing MBCD. This is not an accident. It's something that they planned ahead of time to see what your reaction would be like. And guys, I don't want you people to misquote me. If it happens one time, you probably don't have anything to worry about. If you're dealing with an individual who is sincerely sorry, maybe they really had something come up and they were unable to call you, or rather unable to get in touch with you, and they are going to be very apologetic about it. They are not going to act like you have gone off the rails because you're so upset. If you're dealing with someone who does this a lot of time, it's your sign that you just need to cut that tank and sail away. And guys, let me take you along the third point. A narcissist assures you that they can be trusted when you guys you've just met. It is suspicious if you are interacting with someone you have just met and they say they can be trusted, or rather you can trust them and they are not going to hurt you. Okay, all right, it's fine. We don't want to be someone who has our guns up 24/7, because there are a lot of good people out there. But someone who really is trustworthy is not going to have to talk about it. They are not going to say things like, oh, you can trust me, oh, they are not even going to be talking about sensitive things to begin with if you have just met. According to my experience, healthy people understand that there is a natural progression to relationships. So you normally don't want to come across as being too trusting in the beginning, especially if you're healing from your previous relationship with a manipulator or narcissistic individual. When you're getting back out there and interacting with people again, the last thing you want to do is give your trust away to just anyone. You don't want to rush into things too quickly. You certainly don't want to create an instant relationship with someone that you barely know, whom you've gone out with maybe once or twice. This is a red flag, and you should not be doing it, guys. But surprisingly, narcissists are very cunning. They do say certain things to find out if you are trusting individual. And if you trust them too soon, my friend, you're going to regret it. Maybe their ex is calling them, well, you guys, you're out for dinner or something along those lines, and they tell you, oh, this is my ex is calling. And a lot of narcissistic individuals keep their exes strung along. If for instance, you are seeing a few different red flags and then suddenly their ex is calling them on their phone, that's your sign to leave. It's not your cue to be more understanding or maybe to be more flexible, to do more investigative work. You can spend that time doing some other constructive things that are adding value into your life. Those signs put together, guys, means you just need to cut your losses and move ahead. And the fourth thing is the fourth way how narcissists analyze to see whether you can make a potential supply for them. And this particular one, guys, is what made me to develop this trauma, a very strong trauma bond with my ex that it really kept me stuck in that abusive relationship for a couple of years. Suppose you meet someone and you get into a relationship with them. Someone you barely know is sharing with you about their horrible childhood and how all their exes treated them horribly. What they are doing is they are using a form of empathy to find out if you're going to respond to their off tales of childhood and maybe how they have been taken advantage of by other people in their life. They might be asking a lot of questions about you and your childhood as well, sharing how painful their childhood was. Or let's say maybe they were abused, and if that's the case, then it's very sad, and we are sorry for them. But we want to be mindful of the fact that they might be trying to establish cognitive empathy, meaning that they are trying to figure out what your weak spots are, what pulls at your heartstrings so that they can later use it against you. And guys, let back it up for just a moment and realize that when you're first meeting someone, it's not the time to lay out on the table all your hurts, all your disappointment, all your childhood traumas. That's not healthy. You want to establish a friendship, some sort of emotional foundation before you start sharing all these things with someone, and they should be doing the same too. In fact, they should not be sharing all of this stuff with you if you've just met them. Unless it's a group coaching or maybe a group therapy setting. And guys, the third way is let's say you just met this guy or you just met this girl and you've gotten into a relationship with them. And at some point, you start feeling elated about the attention and romance, and sometimes you fear off because your boundaries are being violated. With a narcissistic individual, violating your boundaries often starts as soon as the first meeting. One of the first things narcissists look for when searching for a new source of supply is weak or non-existent boundaries. If you don't have strong boundaries, then they understand they can enter into a relationship with you and basically have you do things for them while they are giving you too little if nothing in return. This is especially important for all of the empaths out there. If you are an honest, trusting person who is very compassionate and hardworking, that's just a firework for them. If they are testing your boundaries and you don't have any, that makes you bullseye for a narcissistic individual. I know a lot of us have a very hard time establishing boundaries because we don't want to, we literally don't like conflicts, and we don't want to come across as being confrontational or maybe and to get along with. But that's exactly what manipulators are looking for. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine if you have soft boundaries with someone that you love and care for, like a minor child, a sick family member. But when it comes to someone you barely know, that is when you have to establish very strong boundaries from the very beginning. The reason this is so crucial is that if you don't establish boundaries in the very beginning, and if you get into a relationship and you don't have strong boundaries, and then later on you try to implement them, it's usually too late. By that time, the narcissist is just going to laugh at your face, gaslight you, and tear you down. And do you know what that does over time? It causes you to develop learned helplessness. So guys, one of the things I want you to always remember is that if you have any sort of childhood trauma, that is exactly what a narcissist is targeting in you. So it's important to remember that we are not helpless children anymore. We are adults and we have all the right to put up boundaries in our relationships to keep ourselves emotionally safe. Please know that all the things I've discussed here with you, I personally experienced them. And this has made me to be well attuned to narcissistic personality and mindset, and more so healing. And guys, this knowledge is one of the foundation of my channel to help victims of narcissistic abuse get back their lives. It's true, and I know living an abusive relationship feels scary. But please know that these feelings don't go away when you take your empowering step to take your life back. So kindly join my channel, and I'll walk beside you throughout your healing journey.